biologic, your autologous product. So if you're creating a sample of your platelet-rich plasma, typically use a bedside centrifuge. It's very simple and easy to do. Now, there are some downsides of bedside centrifuge, meaning whatever you stick out, it makes a one-size-fits-all product, even though all the literature out there says there's different formulations that work better for certain indications. So a bedside centrifuge is very simple and easy and effective. Sometimes it's not the most appropriate. Next, you can use what's called an in-office hood-based method. It's a manually processed method which increases your availability and your options from a treatment standpoint. So now I have the ability to tell my lab that I can concentrate your platelets 20 times concentrations or lower concentrations, so we can tailor make and custom make your platelets to really maximize our patient's outcome. Now, this is technology we use in our office in just outside of Denver, Colorado, as well as in the United States, and it works extremely well. You can take it a full next step further. What we use here in Grand Cayman is an advanced laboratory setup that usually you would see at a large level university-style laboratory. This gives us the ability to really multiply and culture expand certain stem cells, as well as do a host of other different techniques. So we are fortunate where the Health Harmonics Consultant Laboratory built a lab that actually allows us to utilize this technology. It's an ISO Class 7 clean room, which is the biggest clean room on the island, as well as in the whole Caribbean. It's housed by 2 full-time cell biologists, as well as laboratory technicians, and we have the ability to actually culture, expand, and store stem cells for later use. So let's take a look at what exactly that lab looks like. So it's exactly what you would find in a full university-style laboratory.
Yeah. YouTube don't work that quick. Good morning and welcome to the very first virtual broadcast version of the Healthcare Explorers STEM Day Camp. My name is Jevy Ebanks and I'll be your host for today. This is, like I said, the first time that we're doing it, and many persons are watching live via YouTube as well as the CIGTV YouTube channel and their YouTube channel. The STEM Day Camp is our annual Healthcare Explorers program, year opener, and this is the 7th annual STEM Day Camp. Now, many former camp attendees have continued to other Healthcare Explorer programs, and some are now in nursing school and medical school. So we want to know that you're here, so please download the Attend Me app, and there's going to be a QR code that is going to appear on your screen. Please scan the QR code. Let us know you're here. We want you to be involved. Now, there is something else you're going to have to do. We want you to download the Kahoot app, as well as there is going to be a game a little bit later down in the show. And we want you to join it now. That way, you can be in to win some amazing prizes, a $100 gift card from iTunes for the first place winner, as well as $50 for the second place and $25 for the third place. So let us know that you're here. Join us with the QR code that you're going to see on your screen in the Attend Me app, and you'll even get a free ice cream just for logging in. We're going to make sure to send you an email with the details of how you get your free ice cream. Also, remember, download the Kahoot app. That way you can play the quiz. It's important to remember you must join the Kahoot app in order to play the game. Once the game has started, no one else would be able to enter the game. So if you're not already entered, then you will lose or not win. So we want to say a good morning and a welcome to all of you, and I want to bring greetings from the Minister of Education, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, who is one of the sponsoring ministries for today's event. Also want to say good morning to all of the Health City staff here in the studio, as well as those working remotely to make this the event that we want. It's going to be fun. There's going to be games. There's also going to be a question and answer with doctors from Health City, Cayman Islands. We have questions from Cayman Prep High School, Creek and Spot Bay Primary School, Cayman Academy, as well as John Gray, Red Bay, Triple C, Cayman Prep, and even some homeschool students. So we're going to jump into things in a little bit. Has everyone, registered via the Attend Me app? If you haven't done so, please do so now. Now, we want to introduce briefly the Healthcare Explorers program, which is the education arm of Health City, Cayman Islands, and it's our island's sole advanced tertiary care hospital. But we'll soon learn shortly more about that in a little video. We have a short video that gives you a look at the program and what we have to offer to students throughout Cayman's primary and secondary schools. One quick note about the upcoming video: it was recorded in 2019, and since that time, we've offered even more free STEM education opportunities to local students, over 8,100 in total to date. So that's all coming up. It's going to be a great show. Now we're going to have a quick look at the Healthcare Explorers, our promise to the youth of the Cayman Islands. Enjoy.
I was about 14, 15 when I first came in with John Gray for Healthcare Explorers, and after that I came, about a year later I came in for Shadow the Doctor, and another 2 years after that I came in for the SURF program, and now I'm working here in Health City.
Health City is amazing to help you learn. The doctors, the nurses, the physical therapists, everyone is so willing to teach you, and it's something I really, really like about coming here.
I started as a trainee. I came in without any qualifications for this, so I didn't know anything. I didn't learn, and now I did online courses here in the hospital. The plan is to go away off island this year to sit an exam. And once I come back, I'm qualified as an actual CSSE technician. I could work anywhere around in the world.
So that is just a brief introduction to the Healthcare Explorers option. You're going to be learning more about that as we continue. I want to remind you again, if you're watching, please make sure that you register using the Attend Me app. You download it on the Google Play as well as the Apple App Store and you scan the QR code that you will see on your screen to ensure that you get in. Also, remember to download the Kahoot app. There is a challenge coming up. You don't want to miss it. So now that we've learned about the Healthcare Explorers program, it's time to do a virtual tour of our hospital, Health City, Cayman Islands. Since we can't be there with you right now, since we're suppressing COVID-19 measures, please, we want you to enjoy as much as we were able to show you in this video. All right, so I'm going to take you behind the scenes tour of Health City. You are going to not miss anything. I know it feels weird being home, watching it online as opposed to being at the hospital, but the Health City staff has done a phenomenal job in making sure that this virtual day goes as planned. So we're going to have a quick look at the Health City virtual tour in just a couple minutes. But while we get that ready, just another reminder, remember to make sure you have the Kahoot app downloaded, as well as the Attend Me app. And again, you got a first place prize of a $100 iTunes gift card, second place of $50 iTunes card, and third place for $25. So, you got to play. Once you play, you will win. And that's going to be in just a little bit, so you don't want to miss it. How is it going to work? There are going to be 10 questions. And those 10 questions, you then have 30 seconds to put your answer in on the Kahoot app. It will then tally your scores, and the scores will be reflected on screen. So we're going to have that in just a little bit. Make sure you download the Kahoot app. Oh, there are 20 questions, I'm told, and you have 30 questions to answer each of them. There are a random number of bonus questions in the game worth double the points, so anyone can win. You might be, leading the scores in the beginning, but we'll see how you fare out at the end. But remember, you have to download the app. So let's take a quick look at the Health City Explorers virtual tour. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Jevi Ebanks, and welcome to Health City, Cayman Islands. Today, I'm going to take you on a video tour of the hospital. First, we'll start at the front of house. This is the first stop for non-emergency patients. This is where patients register for their doctor visits and diagnostic procedures. Before we move on to the rest of the hospital, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about our front of house operations. Registration is followed by our intake procedure, in which all patients' vitals are recorded. Vitals include your blood pressure, weight, temperature, and heart rate. From there, one of Health City's porters escort all patients to the area of the hospital that they need to go next, whether it's the outpatient department, the lab, or the radiology department. Also located in our front of house area are our appointments team, who answer patient calls and also make follow-up appointments. The insurance team, which checks patients' insurance coverage, and our billing department and our outpatient pharmacy. Now we're going to learn about the department that takes care of Health City's international patients. International Patient Care Representative Kayla Stewart will tell us a little bit about her job and the role of the International Patient Care team.
My name is Kayla Stewart. I work in the international department. I'm a patient care coordinator. So before the patient arrives, we will have an initial consultation. They will speak to the doctor will accept the case. We will move forward in providing a code for the patient, and then we'll proceed with arranging everything for the patient. Arrival, appointments, whether it's transportation, accommodations, and so forth. We accommodate the patients and families, so we always try to make the patient and family members feel at home. I love the environment that we have created. I love my team members, and I also love the patients that we get on a day-to-day basis.
Now that we've met the departments and staff that are on the front line, let's go behind the scenes. We're heading to the laboratory, where blood and other samples are tested in order to help diagnose patients and inform the doctors at Health City in developing treatment plans. Here, we'll meet the director of the lab, Dr. Jyoti, and her team.
So I'm Dr. Jyoti, pathologist and head of the lab services at Health City, Cayman Island. So here I'll be managing all the departments like biochemistry, hematology, clinical pathology, microbiology, and along with the blood bank services.
Basically, my role here is testing the samples, and doing all quality controls and doing the proficiency testing. Basically, it will be coming from Dr. Jyoti, and all the decisions. Then we going to test the sample, and we are going to do the quality controls, and we are going to do the proficiency. And that is very critical thing in order to get a right report. So we will set everything according to the procedure and according to the standards.
Just around the corner is another department vital to diagnostics, the radiology department. This area of diagnostics covers a wide range of technologies, from the tried and true X-ray to show broken bones and other issues, to the latest MRI and CT scanning technology. Dr. Sharath and his team will tell us more.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sharath. I'm the head of the Department of Radiodiagnosis here at Health City. I oversee all the imaging services we do here at Health City, including the X-rays, the CT scans, the MRI, the ultrasounds, and nuclear medicine, which include radioactivity as well. So I'm also the radiation safety officer here, so that I make sure that all the investigation are done under standard radiation protocols and make sure that all the staff and the patients are safe from radiation hazards. The day starts right here in this CT console. We come and sit with the technicians. We go through the schedule for the day. We see what kind of patients we have and what are the investigations to be done. So for example, you take a cardiac CT or some special investigations. We need to know what's the creatinine, the blood investigations we need. We need sometimes if we take a cardiac CT, we need the heart rate to be come down to a normal level. So we give medications, make sure the heart rate is come to normal, and also make sure that the previous scans and everything is with us, so that we'll come to a very good diagnosis. So once it is done, we sit and talk with the technicians and give them like a roadmap for the rest of the day. So what are they plan to do and where each person has to go and do all these things. Because radiology not only involves in the CT and MRI, we also have surgeries going on in the operation theaters, like a knee replacement, knee fractures, and all those things. So we need radiology as there as well, where we use a C-arm. So the technician goes there, he helps the orthopedicians to give guidance for the X-ray guidance for the orthopedicians do the replacement and fractures and other surgeries. Also, we do a lot of scans as CT and MRI scans, where we give a roadmap for the orthopedician surgeon as well. So before he takes the patient for the surgery, so he'll be knowing what exactly is happening inside the body. So we do MRI, CT scans, X-rays, ultrasound, all kind of investigations, and whatever the orthopedician or other doctors request for, and we give it the best diagnosis so that there will be no surprises for him inside the operation theater.
Now we're heading to the outpatient department, where Health City specialists meet with patients for consultations both pre and post-treatment. While here, we'll be speaking to two medical specialists about why they chose their area of specialty. First, we'll speak to Chief Orthopedic Surgeon, Dr. Alvin.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alvin Almeida. I'm the Chief Orthopedic Surgeon at Health City. We have a small department of orthopedics here with the 4 orthopedic surgeons. I head this department, and I am a specialist in joint replacement surgeries and sports surgeries as well. So we do minimally invasive surgeries for hip and knee, and also for shoulders, and we do ligament reconstructions and rotator cuff repairs, and also with a background in orthopedics, we are largely involved in trauma care as well, broken bones, dislocated joints, and these are day-to-day work for us at Health City. My journey and love for orthopedics started developing with my orthopedic department back home, St. John's Medical College, where we had a very good mentor, Dr. Katie Thomas, and he actually taught me a lot of orthopedics, and I found that I had an interest, and concepts in orthopedics were kind of a little bit easier for me to understand because it's more mechanical, and it's all about carpentry and putting back and things together. So it kind of, I think we can be called the carpenters of the medical profession. So I developed a keen interest in it at that time. So by the time I finished my undergraduate studies, I was fairly confident that the specialty I wanted to train in further was going to be orthopedics.
And now we're heading to the hospital's chemotherapy unit, where we meet a specialist of a very different area, medical oncologist Dr. Vinitha.
Okay, hi, I'm Dr. Vinitha Binoy. I'm the medical oncologist at Health City. So I'm the specialist who deals with cancer. Basically, I treat patients with cancer with chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and various other, infusions and stuff. So we're very happy that you're joining us as a SURF program student, because I also happen to be the faculty coordinator for the SURF program, and it gives me extreme delight to see young students interested in a medical career. Well, I've always wanted to be a doctor. Maybe, it's a cliche thing, but my family was full of doctors, starting from my grandfather, my father. So I was always interested in becoming a physician. And after I became that, I realized that oncology is a good field for me, because I really love interacting with patients and helping them, through trying periods of their life. And I think oncology, a cancer patient goes through one of the most terrifying periods of their life. And it gives me great satisfaction in comforting them, holding their hands through the journey and guiding them through the entire process, not just the patient, but also the entire families. It gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Caring for persons who are seriously ill has become a large and complex part of healthcare. Now, we're going to the Health City Intensive Care Unit. The Health City Critical Care Unit requires a team of doctors in various specialties. Medical Director Dr. Dhruva will explain how it all works together to help those patients who are critically ill.
Hello all, welcome to our virtual tour of the Intensive Care Unit or the Intensive Treatment Unit at Health City, Cayman Island. I'm Dr. Dhruva Krishnan. I head the Department of Anesthesiology and Intensive Care at Health City. There are various terminologies based on what age group of patients you treat or based on what specialty of patients you treat in an intensive care unit. But no matter what terminology is used, intensive care unit is an area where patients with multiple illness or who are critically ill or who are recovering after a major surgery are given time or monitored and they're recovered or given time till they recover and then they're moved out of intensive care unit.
A vital expansion of the Health City ICU in 2018 was to divide its critical care unit to include a medical ICU where infectious diseases could be isolated. This was to be of great importance when dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Head of the MICU, Dr. Mahantesh, will explain why.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Mahantesh, one of the consultants at Medical Intensive Care at Health City, Cayman Islands. Okay, basically as the name itself suggests, intensive care means it's basically care, medical care at a very high intense level, meaning patients who have issues with their one or more organ systems, they will need to be monitored in a very special unit, hooked up to monitors to look at the real-time changes in their physiological and pathological parameters, and take appropriate timely actions to get them better. So medical intensive care, as the name itself suggests, medical means all medical specialties, anything related to lungs, anything related to heart, anything related to brain, or anything related to gastrointestinal tract, which needs acute medical therapy, they need to come to medical intensive care. Whereas if anybody needs to come care post-surgery, then they would end up in a surgical intensive care.
We've spoken to many of the doctors and other staff members at Health City. Now it's time to speak to a dedicated group of health professionals considered as the beating heart of every hospital. It's nurses.
My name is Neelam Singh and I'm head of nursing at Health City here. And my job is to run the nursing administration and see that quality of patient care is provided, and also to take care of in-service education where we train the nurses according to the specialty-wise, according to our need, and Also on-job training we do, and then we supervise all the nurses, and also we see the patients, the care what they are getting, it whether it is what we expect that they are getting or not. So overall, taking care of patient quality care and as nurses.
My name is Cheyenne Taylor. I'm a registered nurse. Okay, so after the patient is registered, I take their vitals. That means I do their blood pressure, oxygen, heart rates, take their weight and height, and if necessary, if I see something is off about the patient, I would maybe, depending, send them down to emergency if necessary. In high school, I really liked science. So after I observed a nurse when I was hospitalized, I got interested. And when I started university, I did a science course, and it kind of led up to me wanting to do nursing as well.
Well, I was about 14, 15 when I first came in with John Gray for Healthcare Explorers, and after that I came, about a year later I came in for Shadow of the Doctor, and another 2 years after that I came in for the SURF program, and now I'm working here in Health City. It helped me understand the medical field a bit more.
Meeting Health City's dedicated nurses and Caymanians who train and also aspire to become nurses was a great way to end our tour. Their commitment is inspiring. Thank you for joining me for a behind-the-scenes look at our tertiary care hospital. We hope that you've been motivated to learn more and that we'll see you again at Health City for another of our Healthcare Explorers programs. Hope you guys had fun learning more about Health City. We still got some videos for you coming up, but first we want to play a message from the Minister of Education, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly.
Calling all future doctors, nurses, technicians, therapists, and medical administrators of the Cayman Islands, welcome to the world of healthcare, a world where every day superheroes dedicate their lives to saving lives by working to prevent, diagnose, treat, recover, and cure others of illness, impairment, injury, and disease. Are you ready to answer the call? Well, if you are ready, I want to personally encourage you as the Minister of Education to equip yourself with the best armor to fight the good fight. Yes, every superhero needs their armor. And to become a healthcare professional who is responsible for the lives of other human beings, you need an armor of a world-class education. I am happy to inform you that you are indeed in the right place. The Healthcare Explorers program is the perfect place to discover new and exciting things while also learning more about science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and much more. That is everything you need to pursue a career in healthcare. Your country and the world needs people just like you, now more than ever before. I am so very proud of each of you as young people for taking the initiative to explore a career pathway already. You are truly the future leaders of tomorrow. God bless you, and God bless these wonderful Cayman Islands.
Still to come, the Kahoot Challenge as well as the question and answer, so don't go anywhere. But now we have a more in-depth look at the Healthcare Explorers program. Enjoy.
Founded in 2014 by Dr. Devi Shetty, Healthcare Explorers is the award-winning education arm of Health City Cayman Islands, which has provided more than 6,000 education opportunities to Cayman students.
Healthcare Explorers has been a phenomenal addition to our science program here at Sir John A. Cumber Primary School. Students have really been engaged in the fact that they have opportunities to, one, go to Health City to see what the medical field looks like, but it's a very real-life opportunity where students get to see what impact science has in the day-to-day life of human beings on a whole. So we've used the field trip day where they get to go to Health City. They are introduced to doctors, they're introduced to nurses, people within labs. We're also using the online resource with the YouTube videos. That's a huge hit, especially in lower key stage 2.
We're going to be looking at light, matter, and radiology. I'm here. Explain a bit about the machine behind me.
I watched YouTube about the healthcare explorers. Also, I liked when they was rotating the heart.
We learned more than what our teacher would tell us in class, which was really fun.
For our science department, and Mr. Godfrey's been, instrumental at linking up Mr. Bush at Health City and making sure that we've got great opportunities for our students. Okay, so most recently there's a series of videos which really bring science, and especially science linked to the body and the medical profession, really to life for our students in class. And we've probably exposed about between 500 and 600 students in year 9, 10, 11 to those videos in class, and then they have opportunities to access themselves out of school as well, which is great.
Well, I was about 14, 15 when I first came in with John Gray for Healthcare Explorers, and after that I came, about a year later I came in for Shadow the Doctor, and another 2 years after that I came in for the SURF program, and now I'm working here in Health City. It helped me understand the medical field a bit more.
I shadowed Dr. Savid in neurology, and I saw a lot of the surgeries that he did, a whole range of surgeries, spinal surgeries, brain surgeries, almost anything you can think of. It was an amazing experience.
Working as a marketing intern at Health City has shaped my opinions and how I would like to be in the future. For example, I didn't know what marketing was about.
Oh, SURF was amazing because I did so well on my paper. I was able to go to India the following summer. And when I was applying for my bachelor's, that was actually a very important process for me. I was able to talk about that in my interviews, and that experience, I can proudly say that no one else that was in my cohort had that experience. So for me, when I went to university, that really put me above the others, and that allowed me to stand out. And through SURF, I did a lot of research, which in my bachelor's, which is in public health, research is very important. And I already had that great foundation through SURF, so that really allowed me to excel in those classes as well.
My next step is becoming a nurse, and I'm currently going to enroll into UCCI in their nursing program.
Health City is amazing to help you learn. The doctors, the nurses, the physical therapists, everyone is so willing to teach you, and it's something I really, really liked about coming here.
I'm studying the level 1 into HVAC technician course at UCCI, and after this first course, I'd like to further my education to do the level 2 and then the level 3.
I started as a trainee. I came in without any qualifications for this, so I didn't know anything. I then learned, and now I did online courses here in the hospital. The plan is to go away off island this year to sit an exam. And once I come back, I'm qualified as an actual CSSD technician. I could work anywhere around in the world.
I became an apprentice through the NWDA, which is now called WORK. I spoke to my mentor there, Miss Priscilla. She assisted and helped me fill the documents and so forth. I started out my apprenticeship here at Health City as a medical secretary. And then I found out about, the international department. And I grew interest in, joining the international department team.
Healthcare Explorers continues to grow from strength to strength. Innovation is the core of our success. For 2 consecutive years, we have exceeded the totals of our first 4 years. From 2018 to 2020,